All right, so I'm gonna start. Okay. I was talking about the side effects of vaccine. All right. I got second dose of Pfizer vaccine, okay, in a couple of days ago. Okay. Then from that night, okay, I had a great side effects. Okay. So it's a high fever and muscle pains and joint pains, something like that. Okay. I couldn't get out of my bed. Okay. For 2 days. Even I couldn't open my eyes. Okay. So today is actually this is the first time I tried to get out of my bed. Okay. So probably you can tell. Okay. Today I will be distinguishably less energetic. Okay, less energetic. All right, so less energetic. Okay. So, please acknowledge this. Okay, I will be less energetic. Please acknowledge this. Okay. All right. I've never thought about this, but this is a good thing of the online class. Okay. If we had an offline class, I couldn't make it. But this is the online one, so I try to make it on schedule as much as can. Okay. All right. So let's talk about our topics. Okay. So we are going to talk about this time. We are going to talk about Chapter 7. All right. Chapter 7, International Strategy. Okay. Creating value in global markets. So we are going to talk about globalization. Okay. We talked about so far. Okay. I just will remind you this. Okay. The framework: reduce cost, increase product differentiations, and create competitive advantage. All right. So cost reduction, product differentiation, usually co-move. Okay. Co-move. But we talk about two factors. Okay, that are very important in strategic management: globalization, international strategy, and technology. Why? Because these two factors, okay, reduce cost, increase product differentiations simultaneously. Okay, so increase this gap a lot. All right, then you have competitive advantage. Okay, so that's why international strategy is very important. Okay, so we will talk about international strategy, right? Creating value in global markets, globalization. Okay, I'm not gonna focus on this chapter. Has many topics. Okay, but I'm not gonna focus on the cost and benefits of international strategy, globalization. Okay, I'm not gonna discuss in depth, okay? Deeply, because there are many topics. We can discuss in international strategy, but think about that. Cost and benefits, probably it will be a good discussion topic, but okay, in my perspective, globalization is just coercive factor. All right? So it is a big trend we cannot avoid. All right? So we should accept it. We should, take it. Okay? So if this situation is more appropriate, probably we can discuss more, okay, how to respond to this coercive factor. All right? How to respond to coercive factor as a business leader, as a societal leader. Okay? So based on this perspective, we are gonna focus on the strategy of international setting. Okay? So we are gonna talk about 2x2 strategies. Okay? So we are gonna talk about that, and also we are gonna talk about the entry modes and global market. entry modes, and global markets. So I just want to let you know this first. Okay. All right. Then I have some announcement. At this point, I want to emphasize this one. Your teamwork. You already had 2 practice rounds. Okay. All right. 2 practice rounds. You already had the autonomous setting. Okay. So you're practicing, okay, all right, how to build teamwork, okay? And also your team discussions, okay? You had a lot of chances to build a good teamwork. At this point, I want to emphasize this, okay? Your teamwork is very important in your team performance. Also your individual performance. Your team performance will be your individual performance too, okay? So please, we do not accept social slackers. All right, we do not accept slackers. Okay? So please focus on your teamwork. Right? We wanna do peer evaluations. Right? So if your teammate do not highly evaluate your performance, your participation, it is a big issue. Okay. It will be a big issue. Okay, I'm not gonna disregard it. Okay, I'm gonna take it very seriously. All right, that situation. Okay, so we are gonna do peer evaluations. Okay, so please focus on your teamwork. And this is the schedule. Okay, so we talk about chapter 7, and then we will talk about chapter 8, 12, 3 chapters, then exam and presentation 2. All right. Then we focus on only simulations. Then we maximize the learning, your learning. Okay. So we have 3 more chapters. Then we will focus on the simulations, only simulations. Okay. At this point, you had a chance to practice rounds. So if you need more, anything you should focus on, please do so. Okay. Your simulation is very important learning tool. Okay. So for example, if you are not familiar with a game, then you can read the manuals very slowly. This is very important because your manual shows how to have the information you will need. Then, without information, you cannot play the game. That's why I emphasize the menus. I'm not gonna tell you. All right, I'm not gonna tell you. I know it, but I'm not gonna tell you where it is because it's not learning process. Actually, these simulations, do it by yourself, then you can learn. So, all right. So, any question so far? Okay, great. And this is not your warm case, but this is your the last exam. All right, second exam. So look at this. Out of 37, your average score is 34.61, and standard deviation was 1.99. Very narrow. Okay? Actually, this number shows many students have a great scores. Okay? So your performance on the test is something like that. It's a very narrowly dispersed, and extremely high. Okay? That means many students are doing great. Okay? So even average is 34. All right. So at this point, okay, and so the scores are a little bit inflated. Okay? So please keep up the good work. All right. Please keep up the good work. Okay. All right. Any question? So you're ready to talk about? international strategy. All right, great. Okay, let's take the warm keys. Okay, so please go ahead. Go to chapter 7 warm keys. It's now available. It's now available, and I'm gonna give it 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Huh? So it's a 2:14. Huh? So it's a 2:4. I'm gonna mute my microphone for your test. Please go ahead and take the warm keys. Okay. We are gonna wait 1 more minute. Probably most of the students done, so yeah. So please let me know if you need more time. Okay, I need more time. Please let me know. So can I start? One case. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay. All right. The first question: increasing international exchange in goods and service can run into the difficulty of having one offer that meets the needs of customers at different income levels. True or false? Yes, it's true. All right, that's true. All right, so we have several markets. We have multiple markets in international setting. Okay? So how to get into the market is very, very important because it's not homogeneous. It's not homogeneous. Okay? So international market is heterogeneous, okay? Not homogeneous. Okay? Each market has its own distinct features. Okay? So we should consider this. We should consider this. Right? Income level is very, very important in their market. Think about that. All right? The USA, okay? America's market, and some African country like Uganda market. Right? Income levels are quite different. Okay? So at this point, we need to know, okay? We need to know income level makes a lot of differences in the market. Okay, the purchasing powers are very, very different, very, very different. Okay, so what are you gonna do? Okay, what are you gonna do? One offer cannot meet the needs of markets. Okay, so what are you gonna do? One offer is not perfect. Then what are you gonna do?
Could you hire like local experts and local people to help, convert your product to what meets the need since they're more experienced than you are?
It's good. It's good. Okay, so you can hire local. Okay. To what? To do what? Better strategy, right? Better plan. Okay. Then, okay, focus on this differing income levels. Okay, two countries have very, very different income levels. Then what are you going to do? The local hire will help to recognize this. Okay. And what are you going to do? Different income levels.
You need to adjust your selling prices because what is considered the middle class in America might be different in, like, I don't know, the Caribbean or Africa.
Exactly, Jensen. Exactly. Okay. So different income levels, their purchasing powers are different. Then your price will be different. Okay. So in the USA, your product can be 100, but in the Uganda, in the Caribbean, and it will be not 100, right? It will be not 100. It can be like 20 or 10 or whatever. Okay. So how to say this? This is a price discrimination. All right. Price discrimination. It was a little bit surprising that this textbook doesn't contain the price discriminations in an international setting. Okay? This is very important topic: pricing discriminations. Okay. So, in each country, in different income levels, then considering this, you have a appropriate price strategy. Okay? So each country has its own price. Okay? This is a price discrimination. Probably in the next time, anytime in the next meetings, I'm gonna talk about this pricing discrimination. Okay, again, with some other the other tools. All right, so we will talk about pricing discrimination. Okay, all right, 2. Multinational companies like GE take advantage of globalization to tap into talent around the world in order to build products. True or false? True or false? Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. So in the 1980s, in the 1990s, actually, globalization was something like this. USA, the American companies actually get out to find a cheaper labor force. Okay? That was a big trend, 1980s, 1990s. Okay? But in the 2000s, okay, 2000, it is changing because there are some countries, will have good human capital. For example, China, right? Chinese. Okay? And there are so many Chinese in China. There are so many Chinese who are educated in the high level, the universities and the colleges, okay? Like a master's and PhD. Even China has a lot of people educated in the US, in the USA, right? So they have good human capital, and then some companies actually focus on that, and they build up the R&D centers, okay? Research and development. So these days, the nature of globalization is changing. Okay? So 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was focused on to find the cheap labor force, like the factories. Okay? But this time, actually, many companies are seeking what's that? High quality human capital for R&D. Okay? So this is a big change. Number 3, demanding domestic consumers tend to push firms to move ahead of companies in other countries where consumers are less demanding and more complacent. True or false? Yeah, it's true. That's true. All right. So, good. It's true. The demanding domestic consumers tend to push firms to move ahead of companies in other countries where yes. All right, no problem with this. Number 4, international expansion can extend the life cycle of a product that is in maturity stage in company home country. Yes, this is true too. All right. So this is a product. All right. This is a product side. Okay? This is a product side. Okay, great. Number 5, in addition to responding to pressure to lower cost, managers must strive to responsive to global pressures in order to tailor their products to the demand of the local market in which they do business. It's a little bit tricky, this question. This is false, right? Why false? Okay, why false? Trinity? I think this question is a little bit tricky. This is a global pressures. Yeah. Oh, not tricky. Actually, this is very important terminology in this chapter. Local adoption pressures. Local pressures. Okay. Local pressures. Okay. And not global. Local pressure. This is local pressure, local adoption, This is a very important terminology in this one because two generic strategy in this chapter talking about we will talk about cost reduction, reduce cost, and increase product differentiation, and actually increase local adaptation. Okay, so reduce cost, increase local adaptation, then you have a value between this. Okay, this gap is the value you created, and you have a competitive advantage. Okay, so this is just one word, but it's a very important. Okay, important local adaptation, local pressures. Okay? Number 6, as the pressure to lower cost increase. Okay, so look at this. This is number 5. Number 5 is about local adaptation, product differentiation, better product. Okay? And number 6, as a pressure to lower cost increase, once move towards selecting global and transnational strategies for competing in the global market places. Is it true? Yes, it's true. Okay. So transnational strategies and the global strategies. We are going to talk about that. Okay. So this. Okay. So lower cost. Reduce cost, increase local adaptation. You create value between this, and you have a competitive advantage. Okay. Then reduce cost, increase product differentiation. You have 2x2 boxes. Okay. Low reduce cost. We are going to talk about that with the in the text. Okay. Number 7. Corporations with multiple foreign operations that act very independently of one another are following a multi-domestic strategies. Yes, it's true too. Okay. So how pressure the cost and local adaptation. Okay. These two have 2x2 strategies, 4 strategies. Okay, 4 strategies. Okay. So we are going to talk about that. So it's a very similar, okay, with the generic strategies. Okay, generic strategies. We'll talk about that. Okay, all right. So far so good. So far so good. Okay, let's move. Okay, let me make sure. Yes, yep. Okay. All right, then let's move. Let's move. All right, we're done the one case. So look at this. Learning objectives, international expansion, national advantage, motivations, and the risk. And these are just general topics of the international business globalization. And we're going to focus on this cost reduction and adaptation to local market strategy. All right? These are very important. And based on this strategy, we have 4 basic strategies. Okay? National, global, multi-domestic, and transnational. So we are going to talk about that. Okay? Entry strategies, okay? Entry moves to get into the international setting. Okay, so we are talking about international setting, okay, globalization. All right. Today class activity is very simple and fun. Okay, it's a fun activity. Okay? All right. We have 9 dots here. 9 dots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, 9 dots. Okay. And link all 9 dots using 4 straight lines or fewer, 4 lines or 3 lines without lifting the pen and without tracing the same line or the dots. Okay. Link all 9 dots using 4 straight lines or fewer, 4 lines, 3 lines, or whatever, without lifting the pen, without tracing the same line or the dots. Okay, so think about that. All right, think about that. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Okay? I'm going to give you 5 minutes and try it. Try it. Please let me know if you solved. Link all line does. All right, cool. You're done. All right. Okay, great. Great. Have we talked about this example code before? Okay, I see. Okay. All right. Probably some other classes. I teach international business and innovation management and the principle of management. So probably in some other classes, I did have a chance. I had a chance to talk about this example. I love this example. Very simple, fun, and it has great implications. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Bruce got it. Bruce got it. Okay. Brooks, have we talked about this example before, Brooks? Probably not, right? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So probably some other students are doing great. Done. Greatly done. Okay. Probably Haley's done too. Send help. Okay. All right. I'm gonna help you, Haley. Don't worry. All right. Don't worry. No, no, no. Yeah, let's know. Wow, think outside the box. It's great, Brooks. Huh? And the lines cross, yes. It should be crossed, right? All right. Brooks, tell us how you solve this. How you solve this issue.
All right. So, what I did was I don't know if there's multiple solutions to this, but I just went across the top, so connected all the three dots along the top. Went a little bit outside like that, and then went diagonal between Yes, that way, right. And then went straight up to the first dot and then straight across.
4 lines. 4 lines. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Brooks. Okay, 4 lines. All right. So this is solved. This is solved. Okay. So the implication of this example is very simple. Actually, Brooks mentioned about that. All right. So when you think about this issue, okay, and then try to solve this issue inside the box. Okay. Try to solve this issue inside the box. Then you cannot find any solution. Okay. You cannot find any solution. Okay. And if you think about outside the box, okay, you have a solution like this. Okay, like this, you have a solution. Okay. All right. So in a national setting, okay, in a national business, globalization is something like this. Okay, outside the box, outside the box. All right. Reduce cost, increase product differentiation. How? In a national setting. Okay, you can go beyond the borderlines. Then you can find any solution. You can find some solutions to reduce cost, increase product differentiations. Okay, all right. Great. Thank you, Brooks. Okay, and actually, I have some more solutions. Okay, actually, this was 4 straight line, and I have 3 straight lines, something like this. I just start from here and just touch the top and middle and bottom of this. And go ahead and go back, touch top, middle, bottom. Okay. Then I can go touch like this, 3 lines. Okay. So if I use this outside the box, okay, I have 3 lines solutions. 3 lines of solutions. Okay. Without the outside the box, okay, I couldn't use 3 lines to connect all these 3 lines, 9 dots. Okay. All right, and so one more solution, 1 9, 1 9. Okay, it's like a little bit tricky, but if you have big lines, and then you can connect all this like this. 1 9. 1 9. You can connect all this. Okay. So 4 lines, 3 lines, and 1 line. Okay. 4 lines, 3 lines, 1 line. Okay. All right. So implication is very straightforward here. Okay. So you can have any issue, all right, in your business. Okay. You can think of the outside box. Outside the box. Then you have a new solution, a better solutions. Okay. This is a globalization. All right. This is a globalization. All right, great. So let's move. So globalization has to do with the rise of market capitalization around the world. Okay, so international setting. And I just want to point out this: rules, norms, values, and ideas are growing more similar across countries. It is inconclusive. Some people say so. Okay, some people not say so. Right? Some people not say so. But we are stay with the perspective of this, perspective of textbook. Okay? But many people say, okay, these things, cultures are still, different across countries. Okay? So I just want to point out this. International strategy. Okay, so India, China, Russia, and Brazil. Okay, BRIC, BRIC. right? BRIC, 4 countries, BRIC countries. Okay? Brazil, Russia, India, China. Okay, so many people, many businessmen focus on these 4 countries because these countries have good human capital, all right, and these countries have a great potential to be a great market. Okay, so Brazil, Russia, India, China. Okay, India, China, India, China. Okay? They have great human capital. Okay, so globalization, international business, not just not anymore. Okay, finding a cheap labor force. Okay? Actually, these days, international strategy focus on finding high quality of human capital. Okay, very intelligent people, very smart people. Okay, so that's why India, China, okay, is highlighted these days. Okay. All right. I am not sure why Michael Porter's diamond of national advantage should be here in the textbook. Okay. But it's like a very similar with the Porter's 5-4-6 model. Okay. Porter's 5-4-6 model is great, but I'm not so great with the this one. Okay. So there are some factors affecting a nation's competitiveness. Factor endowment, demand conditions, related and supporting industries, farm strategy, structural rivalry, okay, something like that. I'm not going to replicate this. Okay, so you just read the textbook and you can understand very easily. All right, you can understand very easily. So I'm not going to replicate this. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, international expansion motivations. Okay, why we care about globalization. Okay. Economies of scale. Okay. It means you produce more. Okay. You reduce costs. Okay. So economies of scale is about reduce cost strategy, cost reduction strategy. Okay. And value chain, and product life cycle. Value chain means you have multiple steps in your business process. Okay. Then you can have a better step, okay, with globalization. You don't need to have all the business process, all the steps, okay, in one country. Okay? You can design this value chains, okay, in terms of the globalization. Okay? And product life cycle is prolonged. Okay? So in the USA, some products are not sellable anymore. But think about that in Africa. Okay? In Africa, there are still customers, okay? And actually they desperately need these products. Okay? Many products. So product life cycle. Using globalization, using international setting, you can prolong your product life cycle. Okay. All right, then. Oh, yes. There are some, all right? There are some, okay? We talked about the motivations, but there are risks also in international setting because we, the multiple countries have differences. A country has its own, the distinctive features. So we are not familiar with that. That is a problem. So risk, we talked about PASTEL, right? General environmental settings. Yeah? PASTEL, politics, economy, social, cultural, and technology, or something like that. Okay, ecological and legal. Okay? We talk about that in the external environment. Okay, so all of this PASTEL, each dimension has a risk. Okay, so political risk like a destruction of property. It includes your physical property, also intellectual property. Okay, disruption of operations. Okay, it's a big problem. That's why many people are avoiding unstable countries. Okay, economic risk and currency risk. Okay. Currency risk is also great, also the high risk. In other version of simulations, actually, there is a global market simulations. Okay? So this simulation is good to practice this, how to control this currency risk. But in our version, it doesn't have this function to component to practice this control the currency risk. All right. And management risk. I wanna emphasize this. Okay. Probably some Chinese students do not like this, but I just based on my perspective and experience. Okay? Do not trust accounting numbers in China yet. Okay, so when you have a chance to go to China and have a business, okay, please do not trust the numbers they provide. Okay, they're all meaningless in many cases. Okay? Just meaningless. All right, no meanings. Okay? So I talked about this point. I discussed this with this point with some Chinese students, and they agree with that. Okay? So, do not trust accounting numbers in China yet. They are improving, but in the reality, okay, their numbers are not trustable yet. Okay? So, do not trust it. If you trust this, you will have a big problem. Big problem. For example, acquisitions. Okay. In China, you cannot independently invest your capital. That means you cannot independently set up your own company. You need to have Chinese partner company. Okay. At least 50%. Or I don't know what the exact number is because it's changing, okay, every year. So you cannot set up your own 100% company in China. You have to have your Chinese partner company. Okay. Then you will contact with Chinese company to acquire this company. All right. Then you have a partnership. Okay. So it's easy. All right. Then the problem is the numbers that we provide is not trustable. Okay. So when you look at the numbers, okay, this is great. This is very promising small companies. So why not? Okay. I'm not going to work with them. I'm going to work with them. Okay. But the problem is we cannot trust these numbers. Okay. Then it turns out actually this company was just nothing. It's nothing. No technology, no human capital, so nothing to have. It was pretty often happened in 1990s, 2000s, right? Even now. So don't trust accounting numbers in China yet. Okay. All right. So this is a risk of international expansion. Norway, it's good to have a business. Canada, United States, it's good. Okay, these countries are good, but the problem is high cost. Okay, so you cannot trust the system of this country. You cannot. I'm sorry. You have good trust of the system of this country, okay? And these countries are very stable. So you have good environment to your business, to do your business in this country. And the problem is your cost is high. All right. Then these countries are not good, your cost is low too. Okay. It depends on how you fight. Okay. I'm not going to replicate this. Okay, let's talk about this. This is the central idea of this chapter. Cost reduction and or adoption to local markets. Okay? These are two generic strategies in terms of international globalization. Okay? So cost reduction, reduce cost, increase product differentiation, increase adaptation to local market. All right? Increase local adaptation. Very, very similar. Very, very similar. We talked about two generic strategies, cost reduction and increase product differentiation, right? So reduce cost and increase local adaptation, all right? This is only difference. And based on this, we have this strategy. 4 types of strategy. So pressures to low cost, low, high, pressures for local adaptation, low, high, right? Low, low, yeah, and low cost pressure, low, and local adaptation pressure, low. It's good, and you will have international strategy because you don't have any, pressures. Then you just produce your product and distribute it, send them. This is a very simple way to do a business. Okay. All right. And global strategy. Okay. Pressure to lower cost is high. Okay. And so you focus on cost reduction strategy. Okay. Pressure for local adaptation is low, so you focus on cost reduction strategy. So it was very traditional way to do international business, finding a cheap labor force. Okay? So you go to this country, that country to find a cheap labor force according to your value chain. This is a global strategy. Okay? And pressure to lower cost is low, but pressure for local adaptation is very high. Okay? So you focus on the local adaptation, product differentiations. This is a multi-domestic strategy. Okay? So you set up like a Volvo. Okay? You set up multiple R&D centers in China, in USA, in European countries. Okay? So you focus on the product differentiation strategy. This is a multi-domestic strategy in the international sector. Okay? Global strategy plus multi-domestic strategy. Combination of this strategy is a transnational strategy. Okay. All right, you got it? Okay. These two aspects and these 4 types of strategy are central idea of this chapter. Okay. All right, I'm not going to replicate this. Okay. So you just read and make sure you understand this. And entry modes in the international market. Okay, international market. Exporting, we know this. Export, just produce a product and send it. Okay. Licensing, you purchase the right to use technology or products. Franchising, you know this. Straight alliance, joint ventures, and wholly owned subsidy. All right. Exporting is the easiest way to get into the international market. Okay, but you cannot control. Okay, anything after you're sending a product. Okay, so there is some cost and benefits of each this entry mode. Okay, so we'll talk about this one. Okay? So extent of investment and risk, low, high, and degree of ownership and control, low, high. So exporting, low investment, and low risk. It's good, but low ownership and low control. All right, so you cannot control anything exporting. Okay? And licensing is better, something like this. Okay? I'm not going to replicate each entry mode. We already talked about this. Okay? So wholly owned subsidiary, 100% your investment in foreign countries. Investment high, risk is high because you have to respond. So 100% your responsibility. Okay? And ownership and control high. Okay? You can control anything because this is your company. All right, this is your organization. So high, wholly owned subsidiary. So you need to choose. Okay? You need to choose among these attributes, okay? Based on this. Okay? Based on this. Okay. So in the previous Chinese example, many people are choosing this joint ventures, okay? Because foreign investors cannot set up their whole setup 100% their company. Okay, so in China, many foreign investors, okay, many foreign businessmen, U.S. American businessmen choose this. Okay, joint venture. All right, probably this is it. Okay, great. All right, so we talked about globalization. Okay, we talked about some general topics. We talked about 2x2, 4 types of strategy. Okay? Reduce cost, increase local adoption, and it has 4 types of strategy, right? National, globalization, multi-domestic, and transnational. Okay? Then also we talked about these entry modes. Okay? Entry modes. All right, that's it. That's about chapter 7, right? And next time, probably next Monday, right? Any question, comment? All right, great. All right, so next Monday, we're gonna talk about chapter 8. Okay? And next Wednesday, we're gonna talk about chapter 12. Okay? But we talk about globalization, and also we're gonna talk about entrepreneurship strategy and innovation. Chapter 8 and 12. Okay? So I already talked about these things. 2 general strategies: reduce cost, increase product differentiation. Actually, these 2 are moving forward, right? Moving, but 2 factors: globalization and technology. Okay? These 2 factors reduce cost, increase product differentiation simultaneously. So it increase the gap, the value you create. Okay, that's why many people are crazy about globalization and technology. Okay, so entrepreneurship strategy is involved with these technology things. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this one and innovation in chapter 12. Then we done all the textbook. Okay. All right, great. All right. Good discussions. Okay, you did a great job. Okay. So I'm gonna, if you don't have any question, comment, I'm gonna see you on Monday. Okay. All right. Thank you, Cole. So I'm gonna see you on Monday. All right. Great job.